How long do you go in like wear the same pair of underwear?
Well, if they're quality, like 3-4 days. No, I'm just joking. It's only like 2 days.
But what's quality? Now, see you
So-
played your trump
All right,
card immediately.
Number one, never buy spandex underwear.
No,
'cause-
it's the active wear.
Yeah, no,
The active wear.
That's
dude,
false
they hold they
advertisement.
hold the
It's
stinking.
active stench. They
they're
smell
terrible.
so bad.
They're bad.
10 minutes of sweating, doing like real work in your yard, and you smell like you are a hobo that has pooped his pants for like 4 weeks in a row.
Speaking of sweating, the studio AC is not working.
No, don't bring it up.
Don't bring it up. We're dying right now, and these headphones are pissing me off. What an intro this was.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Justin,
I'm here.
we
back.
New
I know.
Obi-Wan
That's what the
Kenobi
show's
music.
been missing. We back.
It has been missing. We actually had a patron complain.
No, was it me?
No. So we had one future patron who was saying that Matt was better than you. I told
Well,
you about that. That was a legit conversation,
they-
which was hilarious.
First of all, I don't know who you are.
It
I
was
will
Mark.
thong you.
Mark.
Your entrails will become your extrails.
That was hilarious. No, but we had somebody be like, "Hey, did Justin get caught for is he in prison?
Yes.
Was it male hooking?" They were concerned.
Those are not necessarily separate crimes.
True.
They
It's true.
could be the same. Fortunately, I've not been caught for any of them yet.
Can you commit sexual assault on yourself?
So, true story.
Because if so, I got a rap sheet to give to somebody, and not about me.
I used to work with this. I would still work for the same company.
I'm concerned. We've been apart, and now I'm concerned where this is going. And these headphones are way too short.
I told you they were too short.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
So
They'll never know.
have you ever had like a
used to
instance
own that
in
guy.
your life? Hey, have you ever had an instance in your life where
Uh-huh.
like things are going good at work,
Mhm.
and then the wrong guy gets a promotion?
Yeah.
That's been my life for the last month and a half to 2 months. It's been 80-hour work weeks.
Shout outs to
working
Matt
for-
getting promoted.
Yeah, like literally the worst piece of crap boss you've ever experienced. VP of operations that doesn't know anything except operating his computer to play StarCraft in his office while nobody's looking. True story. No, but yeah.
The other Matt listens to this podcast. Rip the Matt I know.
No, but for real, we've had a crazy last 2 months. I've been working 70, 80-hour weeks consistently, and
It's an interesting story.
I've been enjoying my co-hosts' podcast. I haven't listened to a single one.
Have you not?
No, I've listened to them. At least for the opening.
Welcome to KonKon's
my
Cantina.
God.
What are you having? But remember, no droids.
Thank you, tomorrow.
I just realized that we're drinking the same thing,
Kind of.
and I threw the bottle away.
Sam's Mezcal. Long story short.
It's not actually Sam's though. It is a name brand. Sam's is just carrying it right now.
So I'm
gonna get it. Keep
you
it
go
going.
get it. I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
So this is a mezcal that Connor found at a Sam's Club. It was $23, and it was absolutely amazing, which is very surprising for a mezcal for $23. It's just the right amount of smoky, just the right amount of strength.
I think it's a little over smoky. That's why I thought you would like it so
I
much.
say I prefer smoky.
Yeah, you do. I think it's a little over smoky, but in a okay. So you're drinking it straight,
Mhm.
and help me with the pronunciations.
400 Coneos.
I got it on screen. Let it
I've been taking
focus.
Spanish.
Let's
It
see.
is a
Milling type. It
Holden.
is stone pulled by a horse. That's
Good,
great
good,
information.
good,
yeah,
good.
that's what I always look for.
Well,
you
unless-
never believe it. This mezcal pulled by a horse. It's 80 proof, 40% by volume. The bottle is freaking fire. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie. Man, we got the light super bright, so it's not coming up too well. I apologize, but
Connor's created his own cocktail with this by
Yes.
mixing. You mix. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have this mezcal.
okay, so yes, there is a shot of the mezcal, there is 1 shot of silver tequila, and there is half a shot of Grand Marnier. So we're dealing with the smoky on the back end from the mezcal. The front end has a little bit of the sweet from the Grand Marnier, and the middle is very tequila forward because both the mezcal and the tequila, obviously.
And from everything we have looked on Google's, this is a new cocktail that nobody else has made. It
Yeah,
could
we
be because
tried-
we're alcoholics, and it's like
Yeah,
we're like, let's just straight
mix-
liquor with straight liquor.
Yeah, let's just liquor on liquor on liquor. You know what? Could
But
go
it's
wrong?
actually
It's
delicious
stupid
because
good.
the smokiness,
Yes.
balanced with the Grand Marnier is a sweet, little bit of an orangey flavor, and
Stupid
your
good.
standard just a nice, neat, clean tequila.
Yeah.
It's created an awesome drink. Put it on ice. The ice cubes have kind of melted, but
Yeah,
I like it straight. I would drink this straight.
I
is
had been drinking it straight, and I just wanted a little bit more, so I did the little mix. Go to your guys' local Sam's Clubs or look for this at ABC, wherever you find your local liquor. And if you haven't tried
400
mezcal,
rabbits.
period,
Joven or Caneos is a rabbit. So
Dude,
it's
it
400
is
rabbits.
stupid good, super good, 100% agave, by the way.
It has to be.
Has to be super good. I'm very much enjoying this. In fact, we're gonna go pick up 2 more bottles after we are done recording this episode.
We will.
Guys, thank you for joining us on the 124th episode of KonKon's
It's my lucky
Cantina.
number.
As the 2 co-hosts sit here and sweat their A's off, we are going to be talking about something very specifically. Guys, housekeeping, of course, really quick. Head over to our TikTok. TikTok has been awesome. I've been posting a lot of like behind the scenes stuff.
We've broken 1 million.
We have we have a video that has broken 1 million views. Shout outs to John Kuhn. His living room is famous now. I mean, everyone knows it's famous. Of course, the internet thinks it's my basement, because I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yes.
But naturally, that is what it is.
Haters gotta hate.
Yeah, business is business. We also have a full Watto segment coming soon. Stay tuned for that. Head over to the TikTok though. One thing that we're going to be trying today, what we're going to be talking about is a very specific deleted clip from the Clone Wars, and we're going to be using TikTok for theory videos for myself and the podcast, and giving like kind of previews to upcoming episodes. So
Little sizzle reels of what we're going to talk about and find part 2 here on that podcast.
remember when I thought it was scissor reel?
Yes,
I-
that is a different type of video.
What?
Don't look those up.
Don't look those up.
NSFW.
Yes. So
I had to run through. I was like, is that right?
what, not safe for. So today, what? Oh, I know what that is. There's garbage on me because I pulled it out of the garbage. This is a crazy intro. Guys, of course, KonKon's Cantina at all of the following: Instagram, Facebook. If you would like a link to our Discord, hit us up in the Linktree. And the only thing that is different is our TikTok, which is KonKon's Cantina Podcast. Also trying to hook up some lightsaber sponsorships. I've been emailing a ton of people because the TikTok has been doing so well. We're trying to get you guys some coupon codes
Yes.
for some LTG style sabers.
Get some lightsaber giveaways in the future.
Yeah, hopefully we're really working hard on it. And I think we can officially announce it now, although we don't have a date.
Yes.
Mark
It has
Thompson
happened. We have
is coming on the
heard
podcast.
from Lucasfilm. Approval has been
We-
thumbs up.
We have been approved by Lucasfilm, and we have been approved by Penguin House Audio.
Random House Doubleday Audio presents
Penguin House Audio presents
Random House.
Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away.
That is not the opening.
Oh, yes, it is. What are you talking about?
Star Wars in a galaxy far, far away.
That's exactly it.
In one sentence, though.
Yes, one sentence. It's one clean. And it's the whole thing.
Mark Thompson, the voice
Mark
of Star
Thompson,
Wars.
Seriously. Yeah. He's coming on the podcast, guys. This is not a joke. We're very, very excited.
No joke. I have his cell phone number. So.
Mark is Star Wars to me.
The voice of Star Wars.
He is the voice
Yeah.
of more than the voice of Star Wars. Mark
This chair keeps sinking on me.
Mark has been reading Star Wars books to me since the late 90s. Like, he might be Star Wars more to me than George Lucas.
Well, he does such an awesome job of recreating the voices that you know. Like there are many great audiobook performers, but he like does this killer job of creating personalities and voices that reoccur like through not just one book, but like he's the same person and he talks the same, whether it's Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, or whether it's a new voice. Like,
do you have a favorite of his voices that he does? Because I do.
I really like
mine is Vanto. Eli Vanto.
Eli Vanto is great.
That's my favorite one he does.
His new interpretation of Thrawn, I love, because I've been listening to some of his older stuff, and Thrawn has
literally
shifted.
about to ask you. It's gone more towards
contemplative, and
yes,
thinking, and
But I actually want to see a timeline release date of Rebels Thrawn. I want to know if they collabed.
That's one of my questions I have in our interview.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
Yeah,
I literally have that as a question of like, do you create a voice, and then since you're the first person to voice some of these characters, is that something that they've came to you and like, how does this guy sound, or do you mimic somebody else? So stay tuned. This is going to be a freaking killer episode. It might even be a 2-parter for all we know.
We're going to be promoting it heavily. But yeah, super excited about that. Guys, the agenda of this episode, once again, we'll be talking about a deleted Clone Wars deleted scene. Thank you. That has been reimagined by Cinematic in the Unreal Engine 5. I will be linking his YouTube down below. No doubts you have seen some of his YouTube videos already. He's made a ton of fan films. Basically, he uses Unreal Engine and then uses Battlefront 2 with a lot of their stuff to create these videos that he makes. Yeah. So this was just like you've seen probably the Boba Fett verse Cad Bane deleted scene where it's just blocky, not rendered. He took that, the not rendered version, and he rendered it himself. So this is also on TikTok. It's more or less just a reaction on my end, and now me and Justin are going to talk a little bit more in depth about it, and time permitting, we do have another segment after this, but we're going to get into this right now. So if you are not following us on YouTube right now, at this point in the podcast, head over to YouTube so that you can also see this video clip.
Yeah, you'll at least get the audio, but the video will make it way more complete.
And if you want me to pause it, just tell me to pause it and we'll talk. Yeah.
I know how podcasts work.
Anakin, dwelling on Ahsoka's decision won't bring her back.
I miss her, okay? Is that what you wanted me to say? I still can't understand how she could have left the Order.
It was a surprise decision to all of us.
It was wrong. She's a Jedi. She belongs with us. She's one of us.
She made the decision, Anakin.
Well, what choice did we give her? The moment.
Why is Matt Lantern
a better Anakin
than Hayden
Christensen?
Is it because
I shouldn't say better?
Is it because we have more Matt Lantern?
More hours and hours of dialogue hearing him.
Dude.
Yeah,
and his voice is so like he has more of a childish isn't the word, but he has this I feel his emotions more in his delivery than I did in Hayden lines.
I think a lot of voice actors though, like they're trained.
You're absolutely right.
They're trained to express their emotion completely through their voice only. Like they're acting with their voice, whereas Hayden, like, not to take anything away from him, he originated what we know of Anakin as being Anakin. But
and two, that could be
he's also suffering from the dialogue in the prequels, which was not like the best thing ever.
Yeah. Like
for me, like Attack of the Clones specifically is some of the worst dialogue that I've ever heard in my entire life. I still like the movie.
Yeah.
But like in Clone Wars, like you're able to dig into the character a little better. And I think that's where I hear his voice. If I'm thinking Anakin, I hear Matt Lantern's voice.
Yeah.
I see Hayden Christensen's face and I hear Matt Lantern's voice.
Yeah, I agree. Just he's got this whine. Like I feel the pain of Ahsoka's not there anymore. Like
why?
Yeah. The way just everything about how he does it. Yeah.
If there were any suspicions about her loyalty, the Council turned their back on her.
I will grant you mistakes were made, but she chose to leave. Part of the Jedi way is
Yeah,
not
they
letting
really do.
emotion cloud your better judgment. And that's precisely what Ahsoka did.
Speaking of great opportunity to ask this question, we've asked it before. How would you rather more animated Star Wars?
Yes. I would not say rather, but I would desperately love more animated Star Wars.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Like,
Not one or the other.
I mean, just look at what they were doing with the Old Republic.
yeah,
Good God. Like,
the cinematics.
it's like since that came out in 2012, like Old Republic.
Dude,
came out-
2010.
Was it 10 or 12? I can't
Dude,
remember.
10.
Man. it's a
Actually,
10.
it might be 2009. I think it's
No,
2009.
It wasn't 9. It was 12.
Keep talking. I'll look at
No, it was 12 because I bought it when London was being born, and
Uh-huh.
I was really like, "Ooh, am I buying this game as I'm about to have my second daughter?" So I'm 99.9% certain it's 2012 because I still bought the game, and I also bought the Legendary Edition. That was like a 1.5 foot by 1.5 foot box.
2011.
Okay, so but see, like right
I
there,
love how
like-
we went from 10 to 9 to 12.
No, look at the date though. It's December 20th of 2011.
Look,
like,
you think
it
I'm going to
dropped
round
at
up
the
for
end of
your
2012.
satisfaction? That's not happening.
Like,
2000.
all I remember is that buying it right before like Liz
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
full pregnant, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what?
I got-
Sending it.
I got time for this. Full MMO?
Yeah,
Be all right.
it'll be fine. This can't at all cause a problem.
I won't get shot in the eye by an airsoft gun later in my life because I'm playing this game.
But like, okay, so from the conception of that game, the
Yeah.
cinematics have been absolutely stunning,
Mhm.
like groundbreaking and beautiful, like to the point like it's now literally over a decade later, the game is still out.
Yeah.
And they just dropped all of the new cinematics, and it's still like, it's good God.
And with these voice actors from Clone Wars, one of the
Mhm.
coolest things I ever got to do was Celebration
Oh man.
2015. All the panels were sold out.
Mhm.
And this was when Clone Wars had just come out, and Clone Wars had not gained the traction that it has now.
It was still like dumb kids show.
Dumb kid show. Nobody cared for it. I went into the main auditorium. Tickets weren't sold out. Didn't have to wait in line. It was every single Clone Wars voice actor.
Wow.
And they were given a random table read by Dave Filoni. And one by one, they walked up to the mic and they voiced out an entire
God.
unseen Clone Wars episode. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. And Bradley
Jealous.
D. Baker went up there and here's the Clone Wars, like did the whole thing. Then one by one, all the actors came up and did their read and played the part with no visuals on screen. So all you could see in your mind's eye was those visual characters.
I have his email address, and I keep meaning to email to get him, because he has a
Can
on,
we-
on his website. He has a thing like, if you want like appearances, autograph, anything, reach out to me, and I am
Oh, dude.
going to get like an opening for the show.
In a galaxy where KonKon's Cantina is
Yes,
the only podcast.
100%.
It's happening. It's happening.
Play.
Even in her most critical moment.
Can we turn this up a little bit? No, that's it.
Why don't you get some rest?
Man,
I'm
Obi
not
looks
tired.
good.
He does.
You can rest, Master. I'll keep first watch.
Well, then, I will accept your kind offer. You can't take responsibility for Ahsoka's decision.
He's pretty quick. Night night.
How would you feel if I turned into a major disappointment?
It's not the
Disappointment?
same.
It's precisely the same. You took me under your wing and practically raised me. I'm your Padawan, just like Ahsoka was mine. How well would you sleep knowing I failed you?
Not very well, I imagine.
Why is he sleeping like a
Luckily,
baby?
that isn't true.
My man don't even have a pillow.
He's like,
Dude, the Vader noise. Come on now. Dude, shout outs to cinematic captures for that rendition. Really quick, once again, there's so many deleted Clone Wars scenes, and this one in particular, I think that Book of Boba Fett, I said this in the
Don't bring it
episode
up.
with Jonathan, that Book of Boba Fett has prepped us for flashbacks, especially with Vader being in a
Yeah.
Bacta tank. Like literally, Boba Bacta tank, Vader Bacta tank. We saw it in Rogue One, and I think that it was legit prepping us for these intimate scenes of Vader. Like I think about in Empire Strikes Back when Vader's like in his little throne room, right?
Mhm.
Like in his chair. And I know you've
Wait,
seen
and like the egg one, like
the
where
egg-
like a
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I know that you've seen the picture where his helmet is off and he's completely face palming, and all the dead Jedi zombies are like his thoughts are right.
mhm.
I really hope that that's what we get. Like as somebody who,
Like him mentally killing off that portion of Anakin and only being
not
Lord Vader.
necessarily him. No, this is something that we haven't seen. Okay, when Vader is defeated by Obi-Wan, we don't see
On Mustafar.
Obi-Wan appeal to Anakin. He's already treating Vader as Vader, right? I think that we're going to see a moment in this show where
You mean like when he's like, "You are my brother, Anakin"?
just
You mean like
even when you think of when he's talking with Vader in front of Padme, oh, only a Sith deals in absolutes. I'll do what I must. It wasn't, yes, he says, Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to the democracy, whatever. He never appeals to Anakin. He straight up judge, jury, executioner right then and there of Vader. And think of how Luke's approach was to his father, which was, I know there is good in you. The Emperor has not driven it from you yet.
opposite of what he did to Ben.
Opposite of what Ben did to Anakin. And
Or
I think
like what he did to Ben.
What do you mean?
Ben Solo. Literally
yeah,
opposite of what he did to Ben.
Well, and once again, history
He's like,
repeats
I
itself.
sent some bad.
Hence, history repeats itself, right? And I think that we're going to see in the beginning of this show, and the whole reason for watching that is this is such an important scene that I hope that we see in live action where we get more character building. Dude, honestly, if I never got lightsaber swinging in this episode or in this whole show, and we had
Preaching the choir,
real character development, because guess what we have in the movies?
plenty of amazing choreographed lightsaber fights.
Plenty.
So I'm on the same boat as you. I am perfectly fine, and I know that the masses will disagree with everything I'm going to say right now, but I am perfectly fine with the fact that Hayden Christensen is in this show, him playing a Vader that never sees Obi-Wan, but is focused on hunting down Jedi, and a flashbacks of Anakin where both of them are playing their younger selves, and it's just
Clone War armor,
more dialogue, more character building,
more showing their relationship.
Yes, of the two of them, and like their brotherly, nearly like close to like father-son relationship between each other, like building on that, because the masses,
what he says,
the masses haven't seen that.
Yeah,
they haven't seen Clone Wars.
Nope.
Like, so they, like, you and I and a lot of the people who listen to this podcast might have watched Clone Wars, and we know the amazing relationship that they had between each other, and then Ahsoka as the third person in that little 3-cord fold.
Yeah.
Or 3-folded cord, like, but the masses have not. Like, people saw Ahsoka and like, who the heck is this weird looking Twi'lek? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so I'd be perfectly fine if like we get like these two separate Boba Fett style flashbacks, and it's all Anakin and Obi-Wan, and then current timeline, Obi-Wan on Tatooine, never leaves Tatooine, never freaking leaves Tatooine.
Well, I think we see him leave Tatooine in the trailer though.
Do we see it? I can't remember. Do we see actually him on other planets?
He's fighting on the rooftop.
Okay. Well, then I probably didn't pay that much attention. But hold on, if it would have been where it's just current Vader, young Vader, Anakin, Hayden Christensen, and the Inquisitors hunting down Jedi, and like Obi-Wan is doing his due diligence and his best to like stay low key watching over Luke on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And like feeding information. I don't know. Like, I'm fine if he never picked up a lightsaber. Totally fine.
I think that we're going to get some lightsaber action. Without a doubt. We see the Inquisitors.
Other lightsabers and Inquisitors could satisfy so many people for their lightsaber duels that they need.
We're going to see some lightsaber action. I think what a lot of people...
Old man Mace. I will always hope for Old Man Mace.
Where did that even come from?
Because of the whole new Samuel L. Jackson thing saying like, I would love to play one-armed Mace.
We should legit do a thing on how Cal could actually fit in this timeline though. Because that's a
he'd be what, like teenager?
Yeah, that's an actual discussion that I'd be interested in, that could have some nice theories, where not necessarily like building up expectations for him being in the show, but where he could fit in it, because he's not going to be in it. Like, let's be real.
He would be, because what in Order 66, he was, I want to say, like, what, 13, 14-ish?
And we're 10 years after that.
So he'd be like
in his 20s,
early 20s, like
Actors
almost like perfect
age
prime age
to play it. Yeah.
He could also be in the Ahsoka show, make him grow a beard, and he could be like play a 30-something-year-old version of himself easily too. But
Well,
he's
in the
like
Ahsoka
perfect.
show, that would be
Yeah,
would be way later.
way later.
than that.
But like you make him grow a beard, and
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
I see what you're saying.
old
I see what
man
you're saying.
version.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, this chair is collapsing every second.
The what?
The chair is going.
You're like on a lowrider, but a chair. No, I really hope. I really hope. I feel like the movies are the display, right?
Mhm.
The movies are. I want everything in between, and I feel like that's where
And that's
the
what
idea.
the masses don't like. Is
Exactly.
I freaking love.
But
the
you and me are
character building.
we're book readers, well, book listeners, whatever you want to call it. We indulge in these forms of media that are just other than visual. Like, we don't just watch
the in-betweens that make all, to me, it makes all the difference. It's all the detail, it's all like it's all the dots being connected between
This is a
things.
good example. Remember when Tony shows up to Peter Parker in No Way Home
Mhm.
after he tells him, stay home, don't get involved. He gets involved, he shows up, he takes away his suit,
Mhm.
right? Robert shows up for like literally a minute in that show, in that whole movie, but it has such a dramatic oomph, right? When we look at all the movies, there are these giant time frames that we have, cartoons, like you said, these books and
You
these
need
cartoons that
the
people
connecting
aren't.
dots.
And this show can be a connecting dot to make people understand that father-son like relationship that literally this deleted Clone Wars scene had, where he literally says, you were like a father to me, you practically raised me. But I'm sorry, but for people who have not watched Clone Wars, for people that have not watched Tartakovsky Clone Wars, which
Mhm.
is another great example of them bonding, or read Master and Apprentice, or all these other books, you get wow, I can't think of this word, implications
Okay.
of their father-son relationship, but you're not seeing it. I would love if this show had Darth Vader and Obi-Wan literally doing this the whole time.
Mhm.
They don't realize they're in the same spot at the same time. They sense each other, but they're never there.
I love it.
That would build so much tension and like, oh my, like what's about to happen, but it never happens.
And I think that you and I both have the same fear that this show is going to get poo-pooed on.
Okay, this is a great. We got plenty of time. Let's just go into the second segment, which is
The fears of the show.
fears of the show.
I think that for you and I, after what we've talked about, our fear is that this show is going to get what's the word to say? Like poo-pooed on is what I'm have in my head, but like
Rejected. I feel
social media trashed
Yeah,
for
yeah.
some reason. Like Book of
Yeah.
Boba Fett got a lot of trash.
he's
Which
not swinging his lightsaber around enough.
yes, but I say Book of Boba Fett, like that I feel like is a lot justifiable.
Hang
but
on,
like
I-
I feel like this, like if you're not swinging a lightsaber and there's Obi-Wan Kenobi involved, you're like, oh well, he's a Jedi. Why isn't he using Jedi lightsaber?
Book of Boba Fett was clearly a product that was made for Star Wars fans.
Mm-hmm.
When
Ruined my favorite character.
when Mandalorian season 2 ended, and we were like, oh, Book of Boba Fett coming, I was like, why?
Yes, you were.
I really was. I'm like, why? We don't need more
Mhm.
of this character.
He was better as a mystery than he was explained.
He was better as a mystery than he was explained. And then what they did, and we see this, I hate to admit it, but I'm going to admit it. Not saying that they're all bad, but I will admit it, that Disney is taking classic character after classic character and subverting our expectations of that character. Once again, I love Last Jedi Luke. I do not love Disney versions of New Boba. If they mess up Obi-Wan, I think that the backlash that we see of the sequel trilogy will be tenfold, because I would verge on the side of 70 to 80% like the prequel trilogy, but 50% like the sequel trilogy,
70-80% of Star Wars fans
like the prequel trilogy.
I don't know if I'd go that high because
bro?
No, I'm not arguing for like that. I don't like it. I'm
No, I
arguing
know
that
you like it, but I only know
I've
of
seen a
legit
lot
2
of-
people that don't like it.
I've seen a lot of recent like trashing the prequel trilogy. Which
Yeah, that's because people get on Twitter and they don't have friends. Like, how many people do you actually know that don't like the prequel trilogy?
when they came out, like it was a little politically like charged in the timeline that it was coming out in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like it had a lot to say on like what was actually happening in the world. And that had a lot to do with why I didn't like Attack of the Clones, which it was too focused on like trying to make statements. But that doesn't necessarily resonate now the way it did then.
No, it doesn't.
Is the
resonate
thing.
now.
I love the prequels.
Yes,
I love
no doubts there.
the original trilogy, obviously, and there are things that I love with the sequel trilogy. I do not love them as a whole, but there's like points you can pick out.
The point is if they mess up Obi-Wan, I think that the backlash will be worse.
I think that Ewan McGregor is so in love with the character that he played since 1999 in Phantom Menace through the sequels. Like, if you watch anything that has to do with him behind the scenes, the dedication that he put into everything in those scenes, like the lightsaber duels, picking his lightsaber, like he literally got a display of lightsabers, and he's like, I feel like this is what Obi-Wan would pick because of A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Like,
if you do not have the Blu-ray or the DVDs of Phantom Menace, this is where this is taken from. There's literally a scene where they're doing their choreography for lightsaber
they're in
dueling,
the middle of dueling, and like they're like gym, like a
dude. He gets a briefcase, and he's like, "Pick your lightsaber. This is what you're gonna use in the movie."
Like it's so low
cool.
key. It's
so
low key
cool.
to them. Like,
yeah.
Well, this will be like what with millions of dollars of aftermarket lightsabers are made for the next decades and decades. But he's like, I like this one.
Yes.
But like he approaches it like, I feel like this is what Obi would have, because the practicality, he's like function over form, like he's not gaudy. Like, I think he has so much love for this character that there is no way that this version of Obi-Wan / now we're going to call him Ben Kenobi because he's on Tatooine in hiding. Ben Kenobi.
Do you
on
think
Tatooine,
perhaps he means old Ben?
I think that there's no way that it is going to be done dirty.
He's not dead. He's me.
Do you not agree? Like,
no,
I feel like
I agree. It's
his
just
love for the character is it's different than Boba Fett. Tamora Morrison never played Boba Fett originally.
Dude, Deborah Chow was going to kill it.
Yes, she's proved herself.
She's proved herself. She's going to kill it. It was just a statement of, if there is a chance that they don't do this right, this would be worse than the sequel trilogy. Now that I'm saying that and what you're saying, I feel like I'm preaching doom and gloom. That's not what I was trying to do. I think this show is going to be awesome because literally, like you said, and I'm going to agree, literally Ben could never pick up a lightsaber, and I have no doubts that I'll love the show because I think that there's so many storytelling nuances that we haven't seen yet. I feel like Star Wars fans love Star Wars, and you know what they want to see? They want to see the freaking sequel. They want to see what they want to see all over again. There are a lot of Star Wars fans that
more of the same,
and
it's not necessarily bad, but it's not.
But let's push the envelope. This is okay. Perfect example. What is my and your favorite Star Wars book?
Lost Stars.
And what is Lost Stars all about?
The rebels and the Imperials and the regular people, like in their relationships.
It is all about this the original trilogy from different points of view.
And also the second favorite book, like Empire Strikes Back, from a different point of view.
Yeah. And it's great because I feel like we have an opportunity of a storyline that we know through Fallen Order, through Rebels, through Solo, because I don't know if you realize this, but they released a new timeline and Solo and Rebels overlap in the Kenobi Show. So this show is going to take place over 2 already other canon shows and show/movie. We are going to get the same timeline from another point of view, which is going to be Obi's,
and then
which is a huge deal. And I think that I think I want to explore that more, almost now more than new Star Wars, which is there's so much more to different points of view of timelines that are already happening.
Mhm.
That
So you're saying timelines that are already happening. How do you feel about the
know.
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
we don't need these.
Yeah, we don't need those anymore. How do you feel about the Kenobi book that came out in 2013? It's
Not canon.
Right. It's skated underneath the canon by just a year or two.
Yeah, literally.
But it is a fantastic
No
book.
doubt they take from it.
You think they're going to take from it?
100%. He's in the cave. He's in the cave in the book.
I-
They're already going to take the mythos.
Well, this is
Obi.
like, so if you haven't read that book, I'm not going to spoil the whole book from you, but this is where Obi-Wan learns that Yoda has learned the new technique to like be a Force ghost, start to have communication with him.
Yep.
He starts being trained in how to
You mean
gain-
Qui-Gon?
yeah, sorry, Qui-Gon.
Yep.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So he starts being trained in how Qui-Gon has taught him how to do that.
150,000%.
And then he
We're
also
getting
has a
Qui-Gon
love,
in
he
the
has a
show.
second love interest.
Oh yeah, and he meets Shahad Het
Uh-huh.
in the book too.
He doesn't meet Shahad Het. He meets that's
the comic. That's the comic.
In the book,
confusing the two.
he finds the story of Shahad Het, and he finds like the same Tusken tribe, and has a lot to do with the Tusken tribe.
Yeah.
Which would line up with Boba Fett show with
I
the
really
Tuskens
hope
having
that,
more to do.
Yeah, we
that
meet
show-
them and then they all just die. That would be fantastic.
That book has a lot of similarities to do with both season 2 of The Mandalorian and
Mm-hmm.
one of Boba Fett, with the Tuskens and the Tatooine settlers kind of together. I think that they're going to pull from this. I would love a second love interest. To me, that would be an awesome, like, give me a ship. Like, let's go, like, a new ship for Obi-Wan on Tatooine. Like, he's doing his bestest to watch over Luke, but he's now
he already has a ship.
He's stuck in this one planet.
You know whose ship he has?
Who?
He has Grievous's ship.
The Executioner?
No, that's his big ship. He's got his single fighter ship. He flies it away in Revenge of the Sith. That's how he gets off Utapau. It's a little detail that people forget. Like, he literally has Grievous's ship.
But
like, that'd be
something
so sick.
as simple as Obi-Wan like developing a love interest while he's locked down onto this planet, and the Jedi Order is disintegrated, for lack of better terms, and he's like,
oh, and then
like,
what if we got like live action Duchess Satine like in a flashback? Like,
and he's like, oh, guilty because I'm.
Oh, dude, that
I think
you'd kill me. Now don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. I don't know. So I mean,
we're not too far away. We're almost there,
dude. I know it's absolutely crazy. You know that Andor got confirmed for a second season?
No, I did not. That's exciting.
So it got confirmed for a second season, and there's rumors of Kenobi for season 2. I guess depending on how it ends is really if there is room for a second season. It's also confirmed that we are going to have young Luke, which we saw in the trailer. Also young
like
Leia.
a bantha.
Like a bantha, right? Young Leia will also be. I really hope to see like Luke being an absolute dodo 10-year-old.
What's his name? Oh my goodness, what's Organa's first name? Not like
Bail.
Bail Organa is gonna be reprising his role.
Is that for sure?
Yeah.
Where did you? I didn't see that.
I saw that like 3 months ago.
Bro, you can't be on the up and up, and I'm not.
3 months ago.
Well, I'll look that. I don't think so.
Yeah.
He
Why
needs
would
to be.
he not?
He needs to.
Why
He's
would he
in Rogue
not?
One.
Yeah.
He needs to be. He needs to be. And I would love to see a 10-year-old witty Leia, like being stupid,
like
smart.
already like in front of like the Senate, like,
oh yeah. Listen, Chancellor, blah 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 blah. Like just already
like correcting somebody.
100%.
Yes,
that's what
I need it.
Yeah, I need that. And then I need like little
I'm shrinking again.
I need like little Luke like picking up sand and throwing it in his eyes.
Oh, look how tall I am now.
Yeah, I don't like that. Get back down. I don't know, man. That's all I got.
I think it's going to be a great show. I think it's going to probably rub some people the wrong way.
I hope it does. It makes for interesting conversation.
It's already rubbed people the wrong way. I'm not going to open up this can of worms with the Inquisitors.
Dude, let's do
the way
it.
looks.
Let's do it. Oh, I don't care about it. I really don't. I really don't.
Do you know how many
I
people?
could care less.
I
could
am
care.
fighting so many people online.
I could care less.
I'm fighting so many people because I'm
I could
like,
care less.
number one, you're comparing a stylized cartoon to what something looks like in real life.
Yeah,
And they're like,
I could
oh,
care
well,
less.
he was there in the prequels. I was like,
He was there for 30 seconds.
I was like, you mean the person that was standing literally like a pencil and
Yeah.
couldn't move because their
Yeah.
makeup, while it looked
It's
good,
the
was
same-
not a credible thing to do a lightsaber duel in?
It's the same argument that we have with Ahsoka. Ahsoka's Montrail were shorter because she had to do
Makes me so
practical
angry.
effects. The Grand Inquisitor, his look, is it not as accurate as maybe it could
Mhm.
have been? Sure, I'll
The
give you
only
that.
thing I will say, maybe they could have picked an actor that just had like
Maybe.
a slender,
But the
lankier,
voice
taller
is,
build.
the voice has got to be there, bro.
Yeah,
The voice,
like
and this dude,
it's
his
6
voice
in
is
one hand,
there.
half a dozen in the other. If they would have made him look
Wait, what?
6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other,
I've never heard that expression, but I love it.
it's always 6. Like you have 6 in this hand and you have half a dozen in the
So
other.
it's 6 no matter
It's
what.
different, but it's the same.
Yeah.
So if you had a guy that looked just like him but
Wouldn't have the
sounded
voice.
wrong,
Yeah.
they would complain.
Hate it.
If you have a guy that sounds just like him and looks off,
Yeah.
still complain.
Shout outs to all the people who hate the show already based on one trailer.
It infuriates me. Like, why do you guys think that live action is supposed to look like a cartoon?
It used to like really work me up, but now I have to laugh.
Oh, I went on a commenting tangent.
Well,
on-
you've seen my copy and paste thing, right?
Mm-mm.
I literally
I don't
have
read
it.
anything you post.
Oh, that's true. I literally have it in my notes, and it says, "You know what? You are absolutely right.
Mhm.
Disney has gone too far. In fact, F Disney. They have messed up Star Wars for the last time. You know what will help? Don't watch Kenobi.
Oh, you
That'll
said
show
that.
them."
I remember where you started this from.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
But I've already used it twice. Like I don't understand how you can complain about something that's not even available yet.
Mhm.
Like imagine
And Star Wars toxic fandom is
it's
when
just
something gets
we-
this big. When something is this big, there's too many opinions. Shout out to Rural Farm Boy. It's not your dang story to tell. Like,
You know
just
what? You
enjoy
know
the
what?
ride, man.
You know what, Rule Farm Boy? You didn't call in for Book of Boba Fett, and my feelings are hurt. Now you know.
Well, it's not.
Now you know.
I would miss it too.
I did miss it, but anyway,
Well, signing off.
signing off. We have high hopes. More Clone Wars deleted scenes that can come back
Oh, yeah.
into
All of these
all the flashbacks and all that stuff. I'm really hoping
Unreal
that,
Fives are like, yes, let's do it.
they're super good. Guys, thank you for joining us this week at KonKon's Cantina.
Thank
of
you
course.
for joining Justina's Cantina.
Obi-Wan coverage will be starting on May
Obi-Wan
30th.
coverage will be starting on May 30th.
I have muted your mic, and there is nothing you can do about it.
Kenobi!
You will be quiet. I love how I just use that now. It's
I
just yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, it's still going. All right, everybody. We'll catch you guys next time.